live stream is up. I get my chat going. I have way too many fucking tabs on my computer. Okay. We're doing trade reviews, Ed. No problem, Chip. All right. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start with mine.
Cool.
Actually, let's wait like 2 minutes, see if we can get some more people in here. I'm sure. I'm gonna check the YouTube. Hey Zen, Purely, Joseph. I did not do good today, Ed, and Ryan says he didn't do good either.
I just didn't follow my trading plan, to be honest. I mean, I'm still green for the day, but I just didn't follow my trades on my plan for the day.
All right, we'll go ahead and start. There's a few people here. So, what was my first trade of the day? My first trade was IZEA and staff. So we'll go to IZEA and staff. All right, so we had huge pre-market run up, and I was looking for it to go long and fill all the way up there. It ended up doing that later in the day, and I should have stayed in it, but I got stopped out. So my first entry was right off the open. I saw it building resistance here and figured, I'll get in. I was looking for 150 total, but I only got in third here, and then we got a break of pre-market, so I got in another 50 here. It ran up and then just kind of failed and tapered, and I was playing off the VWAP on the 1 minute or on the 2 minute, mostly. So saw this run up and then a fail, and then it broke the VWAP, and it kind of consolidated, and it ran up, and it failed again, and it broke. So I figured, it's just gonna go down for the day. It's not gonna fill. It's a pop and fade. Ended up just kind of chugging along for the day. Popped up, eventually ran up, and then failed again. I wasn't watching it at this point. I went to lunch and then came back home, and I just happened to catch it right as it was ripping up here. So I waited for the high. I waited for it to make a high on these candlesticks, and I did a fib from, I believe it was here. No, I fibbed this. I fibbed the first candlestick, and I got in just at the 71. And then it created new highs. I got in here, so 231. I'm not sure why I entered there. Oh, I entered here because it looked like this was a flagpole, and it was breaking out. So I wanted to jump in on the breakout, and it just kind of failed and didn't really push. And it came back down, and then it turned into a channel or a trend up here, and it was just kind of choppy the whole way through. So I was sitting there waiting for it. I should have, took my profits here. I was up like $30 here or so. If I had waited, if I had gotten in heavier here, I could have made like $50 and it would have been a decent profit. But it didn't. It failed, and I ended up getting out here for, I think, like $6 or something like that. What was IZA? $4, minus $4 on the first trade, and then $10 profit on the on this trade. So nothing real great.
Yeah, I would say on that one, the biggest lesson there is just to take your profits when you got them,
Yeah, I should have been sizing down into the strength.
And, I pretty much did the same thing you did on that one. I lost like 300 at the open because I was faked out by that range break. I actually stuck to my rules at around 9:40. I didn't trade until then, and then it broke that range, and I got in, and it failed almost immediately on me. I was down 300 to start the day, and then did the same thing you did when it broke over that $2.20 or whatever that high was after it broke that double top. I got in that first pullback, and I made most of my money back on that. So
yeah. Who said turn on what? Show trades options to make it clear. Where do you see? Where's the show trades option?
In your little wheel up there, left of that. Nope, cancel that.
Over here. Where's it at? Oh, of the show trades. Okay. Okay. That's nice. That only shows it for the. It doesn't show the exact entries or the price lines. That's unfortunate. Oh, I guess I did size in 3 times here. So I sized in when it pulled back. I sized in again because this is a bad average. So I was averaging back down, and then I got out.
Yeah. Did you hear me earlier when I said I had almost the exact same trade you did?
Yeah. On this one, on the long, or on, no, the day, the opening?
So I traded, on the open, I did the same thing you did, except I was waiting. I followed my rule. I waited till 9:40 or so to trade, and right around that area, it broke range of the 5-minute candle range, and almost immediately, as soon as I got in, it failed. So I had a stop loss. I hit my stop loss, and then I turned it into a mental stop loss, and it failed some more on me because I saw that curl back up once it failed that high. I was thinking about adding, but then I was like, this is weakness. I'm going to just see if it can come back up and just get me out for a flat trade, and it didn't. So immediately starting the day on that, I was down like 300.
Yeah.
And then I made most of it back on that push at the end of the day.
Yeah. The second one was staff, and it's not on here. Staff. So looks like I didn't draw these. I didn't log this one yet. I did way too many trades today. staff 100 plus 100 close 336. So it was a 10-cent loss on 100 shares, $10. 934 to 935. So it's like right on the open. So 935, 936. It was like right here. Yeah. So yeah, we flagpoled here, and I got in on the flagpole to go long. It failed. I got out. That was that. Ended up kind of just being choppy for the rest of the day. And the daily chart was yeah, this was that one. Somebody called this actually, and I was gonna play it, but I should have just played this range and waited for it to come down and played it long. That was my mistake, thinking it was going to be a breakout for whatever reason. That was a stupid play. I was just chasing and trying to find a trade, not really thinking about it.
I was the same way today. I wasn't patient whatsoever. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, so IZA, that was the first ones. The next ones were HUA chart. This one was also a bad one. So we had a gap up, and I think I was figuring it was going to run. It ripped on the open, pulled back, started getting this flag. I fibbed it off high and low of the pre-market to the high of day. Got in around the 60 and the 50 fib. I should have known that it was a weak flag coming down to the 50 here. And then it just failed, and I hit my stop loss, got out. That was down $30 or something at that point. That was my stop loss. I re-entered 50 here at 3807, another 50 here, and then I didn't like what the setup for what I was thinking it was going to bounce off pre-market and go back, but I started to zoom out and actually analyze the trade, and I saw that it was it was probably going to come down to this trend line here and pinch, which is exactly what we had. We had a ascending triangle go, so I knew I was caught mid-range in the triangle at this point, and it was mid VWAP, so I was like, this is a bad trade, so I got out. I made like $2 there, but that was just mitigating my losses, and then immediately it ripped down. So my prediction was good, but it was just tired, not paying attention, just not really thinking my trades through. So
had you been a little bit more patient, you could have just waited for that the entire day trend. Like at the end of the day, right there, it looked like it pretty much end of the day gap filled. Like there's a strategy out there. I think Stephen Ducks even has that strategy where he'll wait to the end of the day if it's still kind of grinding up and being choppy, and then end of the day it'll gap fill back down to where it was at end of the day. That's
really
what this thing did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in hindsight, yeah, I would have made money if I just held it and let it. If I'd set my stop loss on this resistance line from this last day, this cup and handle and bounce. So, yeah, but hindsight's hindsight.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So let's see. I got out here on this trade, and then I got in here, and I got out there. So I made a little bit of profit here, but then it looks like I got in again for some reason, and out here, and I lost another $30 here, and then I just said, screw it, I'm out. I thought I entered down here long, or no, I missed that, and I was just like, screw it, I'm not going to chase the trade. But in hindsight, that would have been a good long back up into the range. So that was that trade. AKAO, I think, was the next one. Let's see, we got save and IZEA. AKAO. This was that one that we looked at last night.
Yeah, I didn't even get to watch that today. I was curious how it turned out though.
The play would have been at the immediate open, the volatility spike. Everybody taking the profits, short here, and buy back here, or go long here and buy back there. But I was anticipating more of a short than anything. But it didn't do it. It just kind of chugged along. I shorted down here on a pullback. So I think I fibbed one of these candles, and it pulled back, and I shorted, and it came back up even more. And it was a real slow movement too. And I shorted here again, and we started to get like a triangle going. So we had this triangle, and I was figuring it was going to rip, and then it just kind of slowly tapered up, and ended up just continuously climbing, and then it hit my stop loss, and I got out.
Seemed
So
like today was just full of just nothing but grinders, just choppiness and grinding all the way up and down. Had you got a good price, you could have stayed with a lot of these trades, and it at some point made a good return. But from my day's experience, everything was just choppy as shit.
yeah, not a good day. Except for
Maybe
Gush.
some better experience that I sure didn't.
I did pretty good on Gush. Do you ever trade ETFs?
No, I haven't gotten into ETFs.
This is a ticker that Ricky Gutierrez trades all the time, and I've learned a lot from that. But it's oil 3 times bull ETF. So we had this clear channel going here, and these ETFs love to channel and play the fibs on the range. So you can really accurately predict entries onto these ranges and go long. So I went hard and heavy right at like 39. What was my average? Well, I sold out, so my average is 40 now. But I got in like right here at the bottom for 120 shares. I was up like $100 up here. So this is a fantastic trade. I'm actually swinging this to go all the way up into the range, up into the 40s. Nice. So I'm looking for, I downsized 40 just to minimize my exposure and take my profits, basically cover it in case it gaps down for whatever reason. So that'll mitigate that loss if it does gap. I took my profits up here somewhere, but I'm looking for this to go long up into at least 75, and I'll probably take a third here and then the remainder up here. But that should be about maybe a $200 trade off of a $30 risk. But I like playing the ranges on these ETFs. So nice. that was the one decent trade I had. Did we go over save?
I think we did. Maybe.
No, we didn't. No, actually, this one was looking to be good. We had the first bull flag, the second bull flag, the third bull flag. It fails on the third.
Okay. Did you short?
Yep, I shorted it right here. I shorted it perfectly. I was really happy with this entry, and I shorted it here. I shorted it a little early just to get into it because I figured it was going to fail. And then I shorted it here for almost a perfect entry. My stop loss is up here. And it started running down, and I took third here because, why did I take it here? Probably because I think it was just because it was getting close to the 60. And no, it was this resistance line off of this other flag. So I was like, I'll take profits here because it'll probably pull up. And it ended up just ripping up. And then at that point, I started looking at the daily chart, and I noticed that it typically holds. When it runs, it holds and it finishes strong. So I knew this wasn't going to be fading for the day, so I just got out because I knew it wasn't going to be doing that, and that's exactly what happened. Is it just ran up?
It held strong.
Yeah. So if I hadn't, I should have looked at this earlier and just taken full profits here and walked away. I think I was up $30 or $40. So that was that trade. Then pizza. Wait, we already went over this one, didn't we? No. I shorted.
No, we just talked about it.
Yeah. So we had this chug for the day, and a cup and handle. I shorted here, right at the cup, thinking it was going to fade. It shorted again, then it didn't, and it ripped, and then it stopped out, and then it ended up coming back down. So my stop loss was just too tight, and I was jumping into the trade. I should have known that this cup and handle wasn't a weak cup and handle because if it failed, it would have failed at like right here. I should have shorted here and then got out in this area as soon as it started hitting the highs, because then it ripped up. And technically, this was only the second leg. So
zoom in where you started buying.
Let me maximize it. So I bought in on this candlestick at 54.21.
You started shorting there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would have, because it consolidated. That's like a clear sign. It's not anymore a cup and handle. And that consolidation over and it holding that price for like 4 candles over.
Yeah.
That's a pretty clear sign.
Okay. So when it holds and it doesn't fade pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's no longer the holding that trend of the cup and handle and a failure. That's definitely holding a very, very solid. And if you hold that line over, you can see where it was resistance before on those other candles.
Yeah.
So the very left candle and right in the middle, and then right as it comes up, it was kind of resistance, and it turned right into support as it was consolidating over for those 4 candles. So
Yeah, and I should have known too with the SARs that they were too far away. If it was going to flip, the SARs would have been up here.
yeah,
And that
you can use those money balls as your price targets as well.
I actually did
those
that.
work very well as price targets.
I actually did that on a reversal. I got into a reversal right as the SAR flipped. I'll have to find that stock, but yeah, in that bullish engulfing right here,
Yeah,
totally eaten this tiny little doji. That should have been an indicator too to get out.
yeah.
I need to read candlesticks more.
Telling you, man, that if you just watch level 3, why do I keep saying that? It's because from work. Level 2, if you watch level 2 long enough and you study how it moves, you'll literally watch the weakness come in. Same thing for reading the tape. If you can just set aside a week or two just to read those two, the price action on those 2 indicators, the level 2 and the tape, you'll start seeing where weakness is coming back in.
Yeah, I need to study that more. The next one was OPK. This is another bad trade. It was me. It was really revenge trading from yesterday because I tried to short it here, and then it just didn't. It was chugging along. I saw that it was opening over the channel, so I figured it was going to short back into the channel, and I got in here and it just didn't. It pulled up, and it ended up bull trapping and coming back down. So if I had waited for the bull trap and shorted here, and I would have made some decent profit down to the 50, that would have been a 14-cent move. So I shouldn't have even been trading OPK because this range is shit. It's only like 30 cents. But yeah, just revenge trade. Shouldn't have done it.
To me, it looks like all your trades today, it just comes down to patience. Had you let the stock play out a little bit further, your theory on most of these is all correct.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened.
You're stopping out too fast.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened my first week of streaming. All of my predictions were pretty accurate, but my stop losses and entries were just not good enough, and they got stopped out. So maybe I need to widen.
Streaming is putting a little more stress on you than trying to, you know what I'm saying, like streaming and trading and knowing people are watching. It's kind of like one of those things where just an added stressor that can affect your emotions.
Yep. Let's see, what else? Did I cover everything? OPK Pizza Save. Did we go over Save? Yeah, that's the one I made a little bit of money on. IZEA made it gush. OPK, AKO. Yep, I think that's everything on mine. And it was overall way too much over trading. I should have been more patient, and I don't know, maybe I'm trying to trade just because I'm streaming and I want there to be content. That could be another thing.
Another cliche thing, man, is no trade is a trade. You don't have to trade.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah, let me hop in real quick. Turn on screen share.
Let me change this to that.
Screen share. Let me know when you can see mine.
It's clearing up. Quality's clearing up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Is it looking good on your guys' screens? Let me zoom in, actually. Okay, that's as good as I can get it.
Is that decent enough anyways?
Yep.
Okay, so this is CNTF. It was obviously you can see it's a gap up this morning. I think it was something like a 100% gap up, 110% gap up, something like that. It was ridiculous. I stayed patient with this guy. I saw there was no range break. I like at the open. Like I said yesterday, I don't trade until 9:40 in the morning. It gives me a better idea of what the stock is going to do for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So after this failed open, there was no shorts for me to short it, so I just left it alone, and I put a an alarm on it, an alert to tell me when it's going to break over certain prices. This is the one for like a swing idea, or if it ever comes back over this price, I'll see it before anyone else. So I did have I had an alarm set for just above this red line, and you can see my entry is here.
So you were going long on this?
Yeah, I got long. I was hoping to, because this is holding the support extremely well, my fib down here, it was holding that 290s area extremely well.
Yeah, you got a double bounce there.
It's even doing it now. I mean, you have a bounce, a bounce, a bounce. And even this is on a 3 minute, cleared up a little bit more on the 5 minute. I mean, it was bouncing off that all day long. So as soon as it hit that alert, I hopped in right above this red line. The yellow brick road is what I'm using.
Real quick, do you manually scale your screens? Did you just pull that price action or price to scale it up? Because I
do it myself.
Okay, I need to start doing that because sometimes you can't. It's a pain in the ass. The candlesticks are just so small you can't see it.
So I found that if you kind of narrow it all the way down and then kind of shorten it up too, you can do kind of this thing where it'll create your own box. If you're zoomed too far in, you won't be able to create this box. It'll just be like this.
Okay.
So you have to zoom in, narrow it up a little bit, and then zoom in, and then you can shorten it up and then kind of play with it a little bit. And you'll get your entries and stuff. Anyways, I broke my rule. I don't ever long if it's below my yellow brick road here. However, it was consolidating all morning long in the afternoon. I was looking for that afternoon consolidation break. So I thought this was it. So it broke up. It was looking like a solid trade, a solid long, and I think I lost about 8 cents on it. I had a small share size, 500 shares, and I lost, I think, $40 on it. Yeah, $40 loss on this guy. It was a fake out. This entire day of those gap ups were full of fake outs. Yeah. So that's kind of my loss there. Next one I played, I'll do IZEA. And let me see if I can get show my trades on this guy. So in the morning, I kind of did the same thing you did. So I got in on this candlestick around 178 for a very, very large size. And I did okay in the morning. So I scaled in. I started scaling in here. This doesn't show all my buys. So I took a position right before this this break of like 1,200 shares. And as soon as it broke that price, my average price on this was, it is showing that. Never mind. I just have to zoom in and see if I can see. Nah, it won't let me see it. But you can see there's multiple buys right here, all these indicators.
Mm-hmm.
So I started scaling in when I saw the range break because that's my go-to. That's my number one play. I love it to death. It's what I do. So as soon as it broke, I started scaling in. It came back down and hit, and then all of a sudden came right back up on this red candle. And I thought I saw weakness, and I did. You can see it here. That weakness, and when it broke that trend, I knew the weakness was setting in. You had this doji here, and then dojied up again and again. I ended up getting out of this red candle for a small win. I think that win was like, I don't know. I forget what it is. I'm minus 170 on the day on this thing because I traded again in the afternoon and I lost some.
Mm-hmm.
In the afternoon, I did the same thing everybody else did. I saw it running, and I got in at the low of this candle because I wanted to get a good price. Or no, I didn't. I got in the high of this candle. So I got in the high of this candle, and then I waited for another pullback on this guy, and I got in again at 232. It gave me like a 233 average, and I lost on this. I don't know why I think your swim is showing a gain. Okay, so there's what I did. I got in. Here's my.
You're chopping. You're cutting out a little bit.
I lost 2,000 shares. Started chipping them and I did it again. Oh, I'm on minus 170. I just saw a bunch of weakness here. I didn't like it, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
I did the same thing you did. I could have taken my profits up here with 4,000 shares. It would have been somewhere close to a $700 gain.
Yeah. We were looking to make back all the money we lost in the morning.
Do what?
We were looking to make back all the money we lost in the morning.
Well, it was that, and then I saw this because I saw this guy here breaking up. Is when I added. So you can see my ad right here, because it was holding this. It was holding this support at 233 extremely well. I was like, well, this is going to hold, and it's holding, and if it breaks over 250, I mean, there's nothing left for it to go to 280. So I'm going to sell somewhere up here near this bid. Yeah. That was my plan because it was creating this bull flag. Well, like everything else today, it was a fake out, and then all of a sudden it freaking comes down, grabs $2 and goes right back to the price I just sold at. So,
yep,
it was just a bunch of traps. It was manipulated bullshit that people were getting trapped in. So that was that trade. So at this point, I was down to, I want to say 210, 225, something like that. And then I am swinging snap. If I can pull that up. So where's my buy? Initial buy. Snap is a big reason why this kind of covered all my losses. So I'm swinging snap from back here. I bought my initial purchase was here when it had that news with Amazon ownership. I don't know why this is not doing better than it is. Snap released some news that it was going to incorporate Amazon links into its app. It had a great momentum play here, and when it came back down and got support, I bought here thinking it was going to, the next day, it's going to be a swing idea. It wasn't. It was a complete shit idea, and it came down and it caught support down here. I bought again down here, and now it's trending back up. I think this is every bit of $14 to $16 trade when I'm done. My price target is just above this area here, which is the $14 range.
What's your average right now? So are you a little bit positive right now?
I'm positive right now. My average on Snap is 1364. So I'm 1364. So I'm a little bit I'm just positive on it today.
Okay.
And I have all the faith in the world that it's going to go right back to 14, and I will probably close half my position when it breaks that 14, just for a 50-cent gain on it and see where the rest goes. There's a bunch of people calling out $14 to $16 range on the guys that I follow on Twitter and FinViz and FinTwit or whatever the hell those other stupid social media things are. So that's my swing idea for the week. I think it'll come back up in the 16 by either tomorrow or the next day or Monday. So that's kind of what that win right there is kind of what was covering up my losses on these two guys.
Yeah.
And then what really got me ahead today was ZGNX. Had phase 3 positive results. This thing gapped up like $20, I think, or $10. It was a huge gap up. So it gapped up from 46 all the way to 60. So almost $20 gain overnight. And
wow.
It was a short thesis because everyone that big of a gain, they're going to start taking profits. I drew my fibs just from those price action alone. And that's where I started getting my idea to go long in the afternoon. I lost initially in the morning because I thought this was going to be the long. It wasn't.
Is that the 38?
Do what?
Is that the 38?
Yes, this is the 38. I should have waited to the 60 or the 50.
No, it's bounced. Okay, yeah, so it bounced up to 50. Okay.
Yeah, so I just wasn't patient enough on this guy. I took a very small starter position of 200 shares, thinking it finally found its bottom when it bounced off this and kind of started making new highs.
Yeah.
But I should have even been more cognizant of.
I wouldn't say that was a bad entry. I mean, it was a little early, but it could have bounced there, and you could have sized into it. But is that a third entry?
What's that?
Was that 200 shares?
Yeah, it was a very small entry. It was a third of what I typically would take.
That's not
And something like, and this is a 5 cent ticker, so really my highest position sizing would have been somewhere around 1,500 shares. So I really don't like playing 55 cent move stocks, but I knew the news on this was really, really positive for him.
Yeah, one of the ones I traded today was a 5 cent stock, and I didn't realize it, and I ate 5 cents off the open or the entry and exit, and that also hit me hard.
Yeah, it's not fun to get into these stocks and market enter and market out. You have to have good limit orders to really make good money on. So, anyways, this is my entry, my exit. I saw the weakness before it dumped all the way down, so I saved myself probably a couple $100 there.
How'd you see the weakness? Level twos?
Level twos and the time and sales. I always have time and sales up whenever I'm watching, and you can literally watch. You can see it come in. Once you get used to watching the tape roll, you'll see it speed up and slow down. You'll see more buys and sales. And if you compare that with your level two, you can really start seeing weakness and benefiting from studying it.
Yeah. That's a good good long though. You got the triple bounce there and a break.
Yeah. So there's where I thought I knew that once it broke right back above this 38 fib that it was gonna be a good long position. I wanted to get in earlier, but really with all the weakness between these two fibs, I thought it was going to range again. So I wanted to really make sure that my entries were going to be solid around this area.
Yeah.
So when it started breaking above this area again in the afternoon, I took a little bit larger size. I took a bigger size, and then I sold into this pop above because I was too afraid it was going to hit this and be gone again. So I had a solid win here, like a 10-cent win on this guy for like $700. Like $700. And then it came back down and it broke above this yellow guy, and then I started really scaling in pretty big. I mean, I had, I think, 800 to 1,000 shares going up. I started selling into this pop.
Yeah.
So I ended up on the day $1,300 gained on the day, and I'm still holding Snap. So I'm hoping Snap will play well for me.
Yeah, Gush is my only redeeming trade for today. Makes up for it.
This was really just about patience today. Because the market was choppy and because almost every momentum play this morning in gappers, the penny stock gappers, they were just flats and fades and just pop and drops, and it was all day long grinders. I took this trade because it was super popular. It was another momentum play, but it was a little bit more expensive. So I knew if it got good solid ground, the phase 3 typically will do just this. It will short in the morning, and then it will consolidate in the afternoon, and then it will break above and typically have go to new highs.
How'd you catch this stock? How did you find the ticker?
This was just one that everyone that I follow on Twitter was talking about. This is on a few of those guys' watch list. It was there's a person that I follow. Her name is Odie. I can text you her handle on Twitter, but she does a lot of pharmaceutical news.
Yeah.
So she'll release all of the really great news for the pharmaceuticals in the morning, and she's one of the first people that I jump on and look at, so that I can see if there's any great news, any phase 3s or any phase 1s.
Mm-hmm.
Those phase 1 and phase 3 are typically longs after they dump in the morning.
Okay.
And they can happen really fast or really slow. This one just happened really slow.
You know, I think I'll just I'll just promote you to a specialist and give you a channel, and you can create the channels you want, and you can have a channel in there that's Twitter, and you explain how your Twitter's set up and everything, and all that.
Yeah, you just have to you really have to just get rid of the bullshit in your Twitter. If you're serious about wanting to find the best things, and you really can't afford like trade ideas, or you are having issues trying to find the best stocks in the morning, having your Twitter slim down to where you're just following the important people or the ones that you're trying to emulate. That's what I do. I mean, my Twitter went from 300 or 400 people I was following down to 44 people.
Yeah.
And I only get the relevant shit in my Twitter. That's the only thing I see every day.
Yeah. Are you wanting to start doing YouTube videos? I know we talked about it way back.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all. You know how my work schedule is. I'm either awake at 2 a.m. doing maintenance windows, or I'm staying until like 7 p.m. because stuff's on fire. I just have to nail down a time where I can just make sure I can work at home a couple of days and we just trade.
Yeah, a lot of times people just ask questions, and you can just make like that's a lot of times that's what I do is I'll get a bunch of questions over one thing, and I'll just make a video dedicated to that, and it usually
Yeah.
works out pretty well.
Yeah, I'm down, man. We can definitely do that. I don't mind. Like I said, I learn the best by teaching everyone else how I trade.
Mm-hmm.
My trading style is extremely simple, but it's effective when I follow my trades. So, like this area I thought was a great trade because it was trending. It had some support, and I had a starter. Had I gone in with 2,000 shares or 1,000 shares here, I'd have lost my ass. And I got frustrated, and I'd have waited for this bounce, and I'd have been stressed out waiting for this thing to finally come back my way.
Yeah,
So
I think
go ahead.
a small little entry on that triple bounce would have been like a decent one just to average your price down so you made a little more profit.
Absolutely. If you were more of an aggressive trader and you saw this triple bounce and you were
I would have sized into those bounces.
You could start sizing in right there, and if you size in somewhere close to this 53.30 area, give yourself 10 cents. I mean, have a super tight stop on that and see what happens.
That's exactly what I did to Gush, and that's why it's up so much because I had like a 15-cent stop loss, and I would have been down quite a bit if it did anything more than that. But it turned out right.
Yeah, and the problem is people can get so kind of confused on how much these candles are, how much money is in these candles, because this little small space is almost 30, 40 cents from here to here.
What I'm saying? What's the ATR on this for today? What's the range on it?
The range was, it was dollars. It started here, went down to here. The range was
$5.
It was a huge range, but it was great. If you really want to be aggressive or you really want to start getting used to some of these strategies, you have to find a stock that has range. You can't trade a stock that has 20, 30 cent ranges and make it as a trader. You just have to find volume and range. I found the biggest thing about these things about trading is that there's no volume, or if volume is there and all of a sudden it just disappears, get the hell out of that trade. Because volume is everything in trading.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. You have your patterns, you have your own strategies, and you have to stick with that. But volume is king in this from my strategy. If the volume disappears, you might as well. I hope you catch it before it disappears, because the volume is everything, especially with these high flying, big gapping stocks.
Especially when you're trading with thousands of shares, you have to you have to get out on strength.
Volume didn't pick up until in the afternoon, and if you were trading in between the hours of 10 and 12:30 or 1, you're really just cutting your own throat. You're ranging the entire day. You have chopped yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The bad thing about that is that had you taken a trade up here when you thought it was going to go, you just lost yourself, from 54 to 50, $1 move, because you're trying to catch the top and you're trying to catch these fake breakouts. You have to wait until volume comes back in. If you're watching volume and you're watching your pattern or your setup and volume comes rushing back in, now you have a solid trade. But if there's no volume and you think your pattern's setting up, but there's no volume, just be patient and wait for volume to come in, because that will move. If you wait for volume and your pattern's there, you're going to get your money. You're going to get your trade. But if there's no volume and your pattern's setting up, I would be cautious.
I wonder if there's a study that will color your candlestick when it goes above the average volume, like the past 10 candlesticks or something. That'd be nice.
I'm sure there is.
One of the candlesticks turns purple or something.
The great thing about Thinkorswim is it's super manipulated. You can code this thing as to your heart believes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool things you can do with Thinkorswim. I'm just not a coder, and I'm sure I can sit down and figure it out. You did it in what, 2 weeks?
2 days. It's super easy.
2 days, yeah. So, yeah, it's super intuitive.
Just watch that 2.5 hour video if you ever have time that I have on my YouTube, and it'll show exactly how to do everything that I did. You'll be able to build that scanner that I sent you for the VWAP by watching it.
There we go.
Yeah.
If I were everybody, I would make my volume chart bigger than, almost as big as my candlestick chart.
That's probably my mistake. I'm actually going to do that right now. because I don't pay attention to volume nearly enough.
I mean, you can set an alert like this, or you should. Maybe you can't. I wish you could set an alert for volume that goes past 50,000 volume bar.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an alert when volume gets that big. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or just set a price target right there. Set your price line like I just did. And if you're watching it, or you have this chart like I have my chart, you still have an idea of where volume's at. You're just looking at this line.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all my tickers for the day right here, and I'm just looking. I'm looking for my setup. Up there it is. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Where's volume?
I forgot that you can put alerts on volume. You can't
Can
do.
you?
I thought you could.
No, I think you can definitely draw trending lines, and you can draw price lines, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can draw alert. I don't think you can set alerts for it. But you can see here the resistance on volume is around 36,000 shares per volume bar.
Yeah.
And you can see here, as soon as it broke over 36,000 shares in volume, what happened to the stock?
Ed is asking if you ever use RSI.
I used to, Ed. I used to, but what I found with RSI and with ADX indicators and MACD indicators and all those other things is they all follow volume. They all follow volume. Like I'll show you a study that I had set up a long time ago.
And they all lag. I don't use them anymore. Anything that's crossover strategy, RSA is all right, but like MACD and stuff. MACD is drawn off of like the 12 and the 20 move average or something like that, or maybe the 9, which means that it needs at least 9 candlesticks to get its data back and pass, and that's too slow for doing high frequency trading. It's fine for swinging, but not this type of trading.
Yeah, I found that for me personally, there's a lot of people that can handle all these indicators, and they can look at them, and it gives them more confirmation to go ahead and get into a trade. But for me, what I found is that all of these indicators, the MACD histogram, the ADX indicator, the RSI, all that follows volume. It just does. If you line up this volume with here, what's these other guys doing? And it's lagging right here. This ADX doesn't even pick up volume until it gets the highest that's going.
Yeah.
So same thing for this histogram down here, and same thing for the MACD crossover. MACD crossover gets it a little bit earlier, which is great. We started crossing over here. But everything else is lags. Just go with volume, man. Set you a price, set you an average volume bar across, and if it's consolidating and you see volume coming in, trade the way that the trend is going. Don't trade against the trend.
You can see that little spike right there at the triple bounce. That little
this guy
over right there. That little.
Yeah.
So it's red and the shorts jump in, but it keeps climbing.
That just means everything. That means that the buyers swallowed up all the shorts that was coming in.
So that's a tiny little squeeze right there, and it just goes long.
Yeah, and you can see MACD was rolling over right here, coming back up. You can see green bars coming in. ADX line was curling back up after this red bar. Everything, that's kind of a divergence from the volume, but you still see volume spiking. Either way, this is coming back up towards the trend of the day. You know what I'm saying? It held.
Yeah.
It's a red candle bar, but who gives a shit? It's still going your way.
That's why I preach fibs so much now, is because fibs are drawn off of price action. And
Tony, man, I would not. For me, like I said, one of my mentors, Eric Russell, he uses a lot of these different indicators, and he's super, super, super genius about how he uses them and how he waits for confirmation. But for me, I've always just drawn support and resistance, follow volume, and did my trades. That's just kind of how it works for me.
Yeah. Does Eric does he do like paid? You can pay him and he'll coach you, or like?
He does. Yeah, and I've paid for his class. It's $350, and it's worth every second of its time.
Okay. So is it an individual course, or is it like he's streaming or something, or what?
He's with the chat room. He is a moderator with awesomecalls.com.
Okay.
Awesome Calls, I was a part of their room for 6 months. I learned more in that room than I've learned anywhere else than in my 2 years of trading. Awesome Calls is a great chat room. It's just expensive. It's like $130 a month to be a part of their room, but they don't. What's different about Awesome Cause is they don't do alerts. They don't say get in at this price, get out this price.
Yeah,
they don't
that's
say,
terrible.
hey, they just say, here's what we're looking at for the day, here's why, and then he'll give you ideas on where to enter, where to look. AJ will give you support resistance on where he thinks the stock will go. Sometimes he's wrong, but most of the time AJ he's one of the best traders I've ever traded with. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He can literally look at a chart and tell you where it's going, and about 80% he's right.
I'll send you guys his Twitter. It's Art Trading, isn't it? Art Trading 125.
Yeah, Eric Russell. Yeah, I would definitely look at his content. He's a super solid trader. He was my mentor for a year now, and he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Super nice. He gets hit up by thousands of people a week trying to get tidbits from him. But if you've got the money, I would pay for his class hands down. It's a great class.
I'll probably get it. I'll probably get it and do a review of it. I still need to do a review of Ricky's course.
Yeah, I saw that today. I have to be honest. I think that guy was either paid to do that or something. I don't know. He just seemed like he was too excited about Ricky's course.
Who?
The guy who did a review today on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy that did a YouTube review of Ricky's.
I think there's been a few, but I haven't been paying attention. I've been watching his videos lately.
Yeah.
I do like his swing trading is solid though on ETFs. I do like his swing trading.
I don't know. It's just there's a lot of traders that are great traders, but they have a lot of fluff too. If you're a trader, you're a trader. If you're just a YouTube guy who trades, I don't know. I just like dudes that trade. That guy does car sales. He does home sales. His real estate. His cars. He does trading. He does his YouTube thing. He does videos where they do stupid shit. He's a cool dude. Don't get me wrong. I envy the dude for being like 22 years old and a millionaire. But
yeah. All right. Does anybody else have questions for Ryan? And then are you done screen sharing?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, we can jump into the voice chat and Forge trading for anybody that wants to. If you want to talk through your trades, jump into post-market analysis here down at the bottom. Let me invite. Well, I guess I just dropped out of Ryan's. Okay.
I'm in here now.
Okay.
So jump in. I'll stay on here for a couple minutes to see if anybody wants to jump in.
Okay. So review trades. It looks like Zen is posting his. That was yesterday. Yesterday 9 o'clock. That's the one that we looked over. Stream A bus long. Call on momentum. Okay. Break pullback. Could have had a third pullback.
Did he actually take the trade, or did he not take the trade?
Stop limit. So he's not. Let's look at his pictures. Bought 100 shares, 1085. Yeah, so he sized into it. That's a good trade. Sold 50, sold 50. So you're selling into strength. That was solid.
Where did he find that trade?
A bus. I think I traded A bus, but I forgot about it. I think I shorted it for whatever reason, and it failed.
Get that dude on here. Let's talk about it.
No, he's in chat. He's in the chat or live stream chat. If you pull up, actually, I don't know how you can see. I guess if you're watching the stream, you'll see the chat.
Gotcha.
So if you click on the Twitch link, you can see the chat on the side of the screen.
I'm not good at this.
Let me set this over. Yeah, Zen's in here. He's talking.
Do I have to sign up for it?
No, you shouldn't have to. You should just click on it and view it. So you fibbed off yesterday's low and high. What was your entry? What was your entry here on this pullback? Did you wait for the EMA pullback, or did you fib this? Someone called it out. Okay. So he found it by a call out.
Hmm.
Either way, Zen, you can talk on either. Ryan's watching the. Hold on, let me give you the. Let me do the. Somebody wants a instant invite. For those that aren't in the Discord. Mazda Trader is also solid. Yeah, don't you follow Mazda Trader? Ryan?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I thought you did. So what was your? How'd you enter into this, Zen? What was your? Why did you buy into this? At that price? You just wait for a pullback to the EMA, or did you fib this for like a 61? You waited for the pullback. Okay, so what was your stop loss on this? Below.
Oh, Mad Ass Trader. Yeah, I know Mad Ass Trader. He's a momentum trader. Good dude.
You didn't even fib it. Okay. Yeah, that was a good trade. What was this? ABUS, 100 shares, $60. Okay, that's the only one posted. So, I encourage any of you guys to post your trades on here, and we can go over them. The more we do this, the better we're gonna get at it.
Absolutely.
I really honestly I did not want to sit through here and enter in all of this data, but you have to do it. Like all of this was today, and I had to sit here for an hour and 10 minutes to put it all in. But it's worth it in the end because it makes you a better trader, and that's what we're here for. My win rate's all the way down to 43. My average win is 4%. My loss is 4%. I'm down 47 so far. I think I'm missing one or two more trades, so it might even be more red. Hopefully, well, I did make the green trade on Gush today. I sold that third share for profit, so it's a little higher. My average win should be up a bit, but yeah. And if anybody didn't see this, I linked this little spreadsheet in, I think, Educational Corner, the specialist resources. So right here, if you click this and download it, you can use it. And this explains how you calculate the average cost and you calculate your profits and loss of trade. So if you want to use that, you guys can. The way you post the charts is you literally just the correct format is putting in your like a mark where your entries are and the amount, the shares. So let me zoom in. So what you can do is put your mark on TOS. It's text note. You just click text note. You type in whatever you want, and all you have to do to post it to Discord is hit print screen. You go to Paint, paste it, and then just crop out the window that you want, like the chart. You just go to Discord, review trades down here in the F&G pit, and post it. Hit enter, and there it is. That's how you put them in. Okay, Jigsaw just posted one. He traded ZGNX as well. Jigsaw, you always have all these cool studies. Is that a volume study, or is that what's that candlestick coloring? So it looks like he traded ZGNX.
Yeah.
Let's try to open it up a bit more. You could look. could zoom in next time, or do a 2-minute or a 5-minute chart jigsaw, so that way we can see it a bit better, the price action. It's kind of hard to tell. Exit ideally double top. Is this a short or a long? Out new low, 200 shares. It's hard to see. I can't really tell. I can't read that other one either.
If you click Open Original, it'll open it up in your browser, and you'll be able to see a bigger picture of it.
Yeah, I am. It is original, but I can't. So he was long. It looks like he made profit. I'm guessing that was the entry on the break of this red line.
What's with his purple candlesticks?
That's what I was wondering. He's got like 30 different studies, custom studies that he's sent me or I've used. I actually use his volume bars right here. These they're like brighter color volume bars for when they rip. So if you want to use that, you can see it like right here. It's they're much more bright when they create more volume than normal.
All right.
Attach the 2-minute. Okay, he posted the 2-minute. Held VWAP. Okay, so you were playing a VWAP. Ran up. Exit double top. Out new lows. Okay, so you entered over here somewhere, and then ran up and got out. Nice. So what was your profit on it? $260. Nice. That was a $5 range. So you moved 1 point. That's pretty good profit.
Rob, are you live trading, or are you still paper trading?
I believe he might be live, or he might be paper. Zen, you're paper trading, right? Yeah, Zen's paper. Paper trading with TOS, but live on TradeNet. Okay, so he's trading with TradeNet too. All right. Well, that seems like that's it. You guys have any questions for me or Ryan? And again, I encourage you guys to post your trades in here and explain, put your entries and your shares that you entered at and the price that you entered at. And then if you want, you can list your profit and loss and describe it in the text below, and we'll talk about it. Tomorrow we'll probably be, are you busy tomorrow for Friday night?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm actually going down to Brown County for camping tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
I will probably trade in the morning if there's a good amount of volume and stuff that's moving. But
okay.
Yeah. So after the afternoon, if I trade in the morning, I'll submit my reviews, and
we can do it early if you want. We can we can do it. What time are you leaving?
I'll probably hit the road around noon or 1 o'clock, something like that.
Okay, just text me and I'll be ready. We can probably just do it during the whole live stream and then call it a day.
Yeah, I'll just jump in your live stream. That'll be fine.
Okay. Let's see. After 11 p.m. paper trading. Okay, it doesn't look like anybody has any questions.
All right, I'm out. See you guys.
All right, see you, Ryan. Thanks. Okay, yeah, I know. Momentum long trading. I have one short setup that I trade, and then I trade the flags long. So I'm trading one long strategy and one short strategy. And then I also have the ETFs, the ranging ETFs that I trade from Ricky's course. All right. That's it pretty much. I'm gonna get off here and eat and go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for trading. Hope you guys have a good night and you enjoyed the live stream. See ya.